As I walked through the wilderness of this world, I came upon a certain place where was a den, and there I lay down to sleep. And as I slept, I dreamed a dream. I dreamed, and behold, I saw a man clothed with rags standing in a certain place, with his face looking away from his own house, a book in his hand, and a great burden upon his back. He opened the book and read therein, and as he read, he wept and trembled. And not being able longer to contain himself, he broke out with a lamentable cry, saying, "What shall I do?"
Thus begins the story of the Pilgrim's Progress, John Bunyan's representational story of Christian making his way from this world, the city of destruction, to the celestial city. The search for answers set Bunyan on a path that would lead him through overwhelming challenges and change his life forever. John Bunyan's story begins in 1628 in Elstow, a small English farming village to the north of London.
I was born in 1955, and at that time my parents were tenants of the cottage which belonged to John Bunyan some 300 years ago plus. And although I wasn't actually born at home, my parents lived in that cottage, and we lived there until I was 2 years old. I can just remember roaming the cottage and the gardens when I was very young. And it was a very small house. There was just 2 rooms downstairs with a little kitchen behind, and 2 rooms upstairs, bedrooms. Eventually it succumbed to modernisation, and sadly it has all now gone. But I have fond memories of the cottage. John was the eldest in a family. He had a sister and a younger brother. His father was a tinker. Now, a tinker in England in those days was a person that went round with an anvil and hammers and chisels and the like, and he would mend pots and pans, and some would call him a tinsmith. He would work in metal, and John became very good at this. He even made a tin violin. From about the age of 9, he became quite a mischievous lad. He found that he could swear a lot, and he made use of that. He regretted it when he was a lot older, but it was so bad that the lady that owned the village sweet shop, who herself was known for her bad language, reprimanded him one day for using such dirty language. And that had a big effect upon him, that if this lady says, "I swear," then there must be something really wrong with me.
Being so filled with all unrighteousness in my life that from a child I had no equals for cursing, swearing, lying and blaspheming the name of God. Yea, so rooted was I in these things that they were as second nature to me.
When he was about 9 or 10, he used to wake up at night with terrible nightmares, and a lot of them to do with death. And they plagued him for many years actually, and it was this that had an effect upon his conversion in later days.
Bunyan had a sensitive conscience, and he was well aware that his swearing and antics were wrong. As a boy, he developed strong fears about his sins. He felt he was not in good standing with God, and he was sure that God's judgments would soon fall upon him.
These things did so distress my heart at the age of 9 or 10 that even in the midst of playing with my friends, I was often cast down and afflicted in my mind. Yet even then I could not let go of my sins.
While he was aware of his weaknesses, at the same time Bunyan felt unable to control them. He was disrespectful of his father and disobedient, which caused a strain in their relationship.